I'm sat here with Michael Hegenbarth, who's the chairman of ISO committees for Contactless Interface, and that is SC17-WG8. And we're here today talking about mobile contactless interface standards, or NFC standards, certainly in light of a raft of press releases that have come out over the last few months concerning hardware that are being released this year with NFC technology on board. Michael, perhaps we can start by setting the scene. We've spoken in the last couple of years about this, but perhaps you could set the scene for some of our viewers.
The standards for the contactless interface are split in the NFC standard and the 14443 standard. The 14443 standard has been used for billions of pieces for electronic passports, 270 million meanwhile, the German electronic identification card. And NFC has been splitted from that standard 8 years ago, and so they have gone a separate way. The 14443 standard was further developed during the last few years, but the NFC standard was a little bit isolated. And that is the situation for those contactless interface NFC and 14443. The mobile phones especially, of course, have followed the GSM standards for 20 years now. And of course they have the problem now, what should we use for the additional interface as a contactless interface? They have chosen now the NFC standards. The question is whether that is the right solution for the future.
It was a bit more than a year ago. We had a talk about current NFC developments in the market. How would you interpret the situation now in general?
The situation today is that the NFC standardization committee, the responsible committee, is trying to harmonize the NFC standard with the 14443 standard. But that harmonization process is very lengthy, and I initiated that myself 2-3 years ago, and I do not see that there will be a fast success, that there's an end of that harmonization process. So we cannot foresee for the next few years that we have a real harmonized standard NFC and 14443. This is the current situation.
At the moment, it seems just about every mobile phone manufacturer is rolling out or planning to roll out this year some kind of handset with NFC compatible technology on board. Would you say that this is the major sign that NFC is taking off in the marketplace?
Definitely yes. I'm totally happy with the situation that the mobile phone companies are really starting and initiating the integration of the contactless interface with the mobile phone. I see a big future here, a very successful future for that combination of mobile phone functions and also the contactless interface function. So definitely my answer is yes. I only would be more happy that they do it better than they're doing now. This is my concern.
There was, of course, one noticeable exception to handset manufacturers announcing NFC in their next hardware iterations, and that was Apple. Now, I reiterate, this was a rumor. It did not come from Apple directly, but the rumor was that Apple would not be implementing NFC technology in their iPhone 5 because of lack of NFC standards. Now, what's your opinion about this? Is there a lack of NFC standards?
Yes, I also have followed those information. So on the one side, I was happy that possibly Apple was thinking about the right solution for manufacturing NFC and the contactless interface in their phones. On the other side, politically, they do not need to follow a standard. They are mighty enough in the market. So my hope is that they are really investigating the current situation for the contactless interface, and they maybe they wait a little bit for finding the right solution, the right decision to integrate the contactless interface. The right answer, if I can continue that, is that they should, of course, consider the 14443 standards, especially for the interface to cards and in the role of a card device. That is, I would say, a mess in NFC at the moment. This is really a very, I would say, bad solution that the NFC standard or the NFC implementations try to use the interface to cards and also being in the role of a card device according to NFC. It's not a right technology for that.
Talking to you, it's very clear that you're not particularly happy with this situation, are you?
The problem here is that the standards NFC is using, this is the ISO 18092, is 8 years old. So it's really old stuff. And there were not considerable further developments during the last few years. 14443 standard has made big step forward. We have a highly quality increase in the standard, more data speed, data rate, noise filtering, and so on. So we have now a standard, contactless standard, which is amazing, and also the test possibilities for that interface are for 14443 available, but not for NFC, and that concerns me.
I have to ask, are you alone in this opinion?
No, not at all. I have initiated a work item in the ISO committee for contactless interface that we will start even next week in Italy, a work item which means that we will investigate the needs of mobile phones to have the additional 14443 interface included. So that will start next week, and I hope that we will come to a fast end of that standard.
If what you've said is the case, then what's going wrong?
Yes, the problem here is that the NFC technology was or has been mostly in the NFC forum, and there's the only discussion there. And I respect NFC forum, no doubt. I think that they had a wonderful work done with applications and how about payment and whatever. But the basis technology, I think they make a big failure. The basic technology means that we should have a very wide opening process for the market, and that means that we should follow only one standard in the market, not two standards, where one of the standards is technology related old stuff. And that means that when a device, a mobile phone device, should be in the role of a card device, where the card is contacted, or vice versa, when the device is in the role of a card itself, then there's only one answer to follow a standard, which is 14443, full stop. 14443 is the only quality standard for contactless interface, and we should not mix that. I of course see also the possibility that the old stuff, the NFC standard 18092, can be used for mobile to mobile communication. This is okay, but not when the card is in the play.
But why follow an old standard?
I think that's just knowledge. The marketing and lobbying of the NFC community in the world, maybe intentionally, I'm not sure, tries to ignore that's what is happening in the 14443 domain, where billions of pieces have been manufactured. So I have no answer to that. Maybe the mobile phone companies do not know exactly the situation there. They have no connection to that. I have no answer. My clear recommendation is that manufacturer, if you want to implement NFC phones, then of course consider everything what is done in NFC forum, the standards and so on, but about the technology standards where the bits and bytes are flowing over the air, please use only the NFC technology standard for the communication between two phones. There's no problem with me. Two phones together, fine. But if a card is involved, or passport or whatever, then only use the standard 1443.